Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and all the ships at sea, and all the who's in Whoville. How are you today? This is Monday the 9th of July. I know that because I looked. And I had to date a couple of things that I was doing today. So, what's up with everybody on this fine Monday? You know, somehow or another, I got the sneaking suspicion it rained last night or early this morning, and I completely missed it. So, what am I up to today on this fine day? Well, my wife, my mama vlogger, reminded me a couple of stories that I would like to share with you. And hey, shout out to all of my new subscribers. I'm trying to respond to you and keep up with all of you, and you know, as I get more and more, it gets a little harder to do. So I apologize if I don't mention each and every one of you by name, but anytime you write something, I try my best. Waiting for traffic here, folks. I don't mean to turn my head from you, but okay. Anyways, going somewhere different today, so I'll have a few minutes here, and I may edit out some of that. So, some of you have probably noticed I've been having problems with syncing of the sound, okay? On I've been using LumaFusion because I do everything on my iPad. I have the iPad Pro, the 12.9. It's just easier for me to work with. May not be the most professional looking vlogs, but you know, I'm trying. And but yesterday I started doing, you may have noticed a new opening sequence and stuff, and that's going to be changing until I find one I'm absolutely happy with. But so just expect a little changing here and there. But here's what I'm going to tell you. Mama Vlogger reminded me of some stories, and as you can tell, I pretty much say what I, you know, say it as I see it. So I'm 2 minutes into this, but I'm going to go ahead and do this because you guys know how long-winded I am. I'm going to tell you a couple fishing stories, and I swear that these are absolutely true. No, it's not about how big of a fish I caught. Well, one of them is, yeah. I have this friend of mine, Larry Watts, and we became friends when I first was diagnosed with MS. He worked for the same store that or the same company I did at the time, and my boss at the time brought him around, and long story short, Larry and I became good friends. The boss has kind of moved on to different things, but we're still acquainted with him. And so Larry would do his best to try and get me out of the house when my MS was really at its worst, when it really hit me hard in the beginning. For those that don't know what MS is, it's multiple sclerosis, so you can look that up. But I'm doing good now. But anyways, but Larry was a good, strong friend. So anyways, on to my fishing story. Larry would come by and pick me up and take me out to go fishing, and he had this old, really beater of a boat. I mean, it was an old boat. It was called a dogget. And we would go, he'd take me out fishing, and I'm a terrible fisherman. I'm about as bad a fisherman as I am a hunter. This one time, we were fishing up on the navigational canal, or the river, with his old dogget, and we'd like to go under this one bridge and fish under the piers because we were bass fishing. And you'd catch them bass fish down. They'd get down in there into that, right up near the piers. That's where they like to hang out. And I'm not a bass fisherman, you know, so don't get me started on that. I like, if I'm going to fish, I want to keep what I get. And bass fishermen tend to want to throw them back. But we were out fishing one day, and I was getting pretty good at you know, I used what they called an open face or a flip face reel, or a bail. It had a bail on it, and it's an open-faced reel. I got to where I could really toss that thing right up underneath that pier, or even to the front of the pier. So, I don't want people to think I'm totally crazy. That is a sharp car. Wish I had the money for it. Don't really need it though, but it was a cool looking car. But so I was watching, you know, we were sitting there in his little dogget, and boy, I flung it around there, and I mean, it dropped in the water, and I heard it hit, you know, and then I felt a bit of a tug, and I thought, oh man, so I set my hook, which means you grab the pole real quick, and you snap back as hard as you can, and you set that hook in the mouth of the fish. Well, that was all good, and that was all well and good until the fish started talking back. I said, hey, what are you doing over there? And I'm like, my friend Larry looks at me, and I look at him, and we're like, what? And I start reeling, and hey, stop. I'm going, what in the good Lord's name is going on? Well, it turns out that on the other side of this pier that we were under, that we couldn't see, there was another bass fisherman, and he was in one of them little, they were called bass buggies, and basically, they're basically a little two-seater. They're basically a small, and it might have been 10 foot long with a pontoon and an electric trolling motor, you know, 10 foot long, flat pontoon type thing made out of plastic usually, 2 plastic seats and an electric trolling motor, and they, you know, could scoot in and out, and it's just a 2-man. Well, apparently I went around the pier, and I hooked their bass boat, and of course my line was stronger than their little bass buster or bass buddy or whatever it was called. See if I can find a picture of it and put it up here on this. And I started reeling. It turned out, well, I got the biggest catch of the day. I caught 2 guys on a bass buddy. And so that was one of my many fishing tales. I got a couple others that are a whole lot funnier, but just goes to show you, be aware of your environment, which I tend to not do, obviously, but I'm a lot more, I pay a little more attention now than what I used to. So, in case you guys are wondering, I'm traveling on the other side of town. I'm down, I'm on I went a different route because I'm going over here to give Mama some of her cigarettes, and the cost has gone up so much that I'm going over here to the Cherokee Nation smoke shop. I think it's the Cherokee Nation. No, it's Creek Nation, I'm sorry. Which is one of the Native American tribes here in the Muskogee area. So, anyways, guys, I am the Grumpy Vlogger. Remember, subscribe, like, check me out. Check out any links I've got up here. And you guys be nice to each other, all right? And thanks to all my new subscribers, and thanks to all my loyal subscribers and everybody in between that I just really appreciate it. So, these people probably think I'm talking to myself, but I'm really not. I'm talking to you guys. So, you guys have a good day. You have a happy Monday if you can. Big bumps. And I will talk at you. I am the Grumpy Vlogger. I'm out of here. Bye-bye for now.